Hello, this is Kayak Cliff with Kayak Trails and Tales, and today I'm here to do a review on the Jackson Kayak Sit Inside Tupelo model. I have two kayaks here. I have a 12.5 and I have a 12.0 model. Two great sit inside recreational kayaks. As a matter of fact, I would classify these as more of a higher end performance sit inside kayak. And why that's good, why you want to be concerned about that is too many people get into the kayaking sport and they buy a very small kayak that they can't really grow into the sport with. And before you know it, within 2-3 months, it's out on Craigslist and you're trying to get a bigger boat like these. These kayaks are recreational kayaks, but they're higher performance and you can grow as you grow into the kayaking sport. So I want to walk you through both of these kayaks and show you the benefits with them. The folks at Jackson, they really put their thinking hats on when they developed this boat. And the first one is the seat I'm sitting in. This seat is an aluminum tubing seat, so it's very, very light. A very durable, rigid, soft, breathable fabric makes up the seat. And then also, the folks at Jackson figured why not throw in a thermarest air inflated pad that gives me lumbar support. So the nice thing about these seats is you can be out all day paddling and not wish you were doing something else. You can be comfortable. You can enjoy that day out paddling. That's what these seats do. And when you get to a camping destination or you get to a beach destination or anywhere that you're going, you don't have to pack a chair to take with you. You just plop down your seat, sit down and relax. These seats actually sit into the kayak into grooves that are built into it. And there's just 4 bungee straps. And the 4 bungee straps lock into place and it's secure. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to walk through both of these kayaks. The 12.5 foot kayak is 12.5 feet long nominally. It has a 29-inch width. So it's 29 inches wide by 12.5 feet long. The other one, the 12-foot kayak, is 12 feet long. It has a 27-inch width. Now, the 12-foot kayak, this kayak here, will hold 250 pounds. Now, the 12.5-foot kayak, because of the extra width and the extra length, will hold 300 pounds. And I'm 180 pounds, but I've had some 260-pound paddlers in this boat, and it just performed like a champ. And they did not lose speed. It's a great boat for larger paddlers. This is great for a larger paddler. That's great for a larger child. It's also the perfect combo for his and hers. And it may be his and hers, or it may be his and hers. 2 different types of kayaks that get 2 different sized people out on the water, enjoying the time out in nature and getting some exercise paddling. First of all, when I pick it up, there are rigid plastic, very strong handles that are positively screwed in and bolted to the inside of this kayak. I don't have flimsy fabric type handles that degrade with the UV. These are very, very strong handles, very easy to pick up. Yeah, again, wonderful compared to some other handles that I've seen over the years. The bow also is very sharp and pointed. You'll notice that from the tip of the bow to the cockpit, it appears to be very long. And what's nice about that is that the sharp cut, the sharp V that we have in front of this kayak, let me show you on the other one so I can pick it up and you can see it easier. This sharp V slices through the water like a knife. It cuts into it, and what does that do? It's not a blunt, very big rounded front that plows through the water and creates resistance as you're paddling. It's a very efficient V that slices through the water very nice like a knife, and it doesn't provide any resistance. So what does that do? That gives you speed, and speed and recreational kayaks don't necessarily always go together, but they do in the Tupelo line. Now you'll notice that V that I was talking about, that V actually extends down the whole length of the hull. And what that does is it gives me tracking ability. And what you want in a recreational kayak, or any kayak for that matter, is something that as you're paddling, the boat's not going left, right, left, right, left, right. It goes straight, and that's very efficient for a paddler. So that's what this V running down the length of the kayak does for you. Now you'll notice two other ridges spaced out at the edge of the boat. In these two ridges, there's actually a concave form to the boat. So they're almost like tunnels. These give you stability. So when you're sitting in the boat and you're getting in, you're getting out, you're leaning, it gives it a lot of stability. So you want those concave tunnels that are there with the V's on the outside that give it rigidity, that give it secondary stability, so you don't feel tippy when you're out there. And that's particularly nice for people that are new to the paddling sport. But it's great for people that are not new and that want a boat that's more efficient to paddle and that will last many years. That's what the Tuplelo boat will do. I get asked by many people, what type of kayak should I get? A sit-inside kayak, like the Tuplelo, or a sit-on-top kayak, which is more common to a fishing kayak or even another type of recreational kayak. I've had both, I love both, but what I like about sit-inside kayaks is that I can get a good positive grip inside the boat and up and underneath it. Recreational kayaks like a Tupelo are going to be lighter as well. And why is that good? Well, it's great because I can just pick it up, put it on my shoulder, walk it to my car, put it on top of the rack, put it inside the bed of my pickup, and I'm off to the lake in no time. If I have a sit-on-top kayak, they're harder to carry. Sometimes it takes two people to carry it. You got to put it on a cart. With a sit-inside kayak, if you just want something to grab and go, something that's light, this kayak, if you take the seat out, it's 49 pounds. With the seat in it, I want to say it's 54 pounds. But again, I could stand here for quite a while and be comfortable holding this or carrying it out to the kayak launch. Also have nice bungee straps built into it. So I can take things that I want outside of the cockpit, and within easy reach, I can run them underneath the bungee cords so they're locked down to the boat, but I can get them within easy reach. Right behind it, they've teamed up with GoPro to put a GoPro camera attachment here, so you can film yourself when you're out on the water. I love it. As a matter of fact, they put GoPro onto the logo of the kayak as well. Coming back, we have gear tracks, and we have 4 gear tracks built into this boat. They're recessed into the hull, so they don't protrude out, they don't stick out. You're not going to scrape your leg against them or anything like that. They are tracks that are made to put accessories, like a rod holder, like a cup holder. I mean, there's all types of accessories that you can get for these boats. Jackson has put the gear tracks 2 in the front of the cockpit and then 2 behind. And this is not an angling kayak, but if you're going to do fishing, rod holders can go back here in the back. You can turn around and get rods easy. You can troll with them. Very, very nice. In between there, we have some bungees as well. So if you have a soft-sided cooler or anything that you're going to be taking with you that you want to have within easy reach, right under the bungee straps. Holds it very tight and secure into place. Now, they've also put very spacious storage compartments in the stern of both of these boats. And the one thing that you really want in a touring or a recreational kayak is you want air and watertight storage compartments. And what I mean by that is back behind the seat, there's what we call a bulkhead. And this bulkhead is made out of highly dense foam, and it's caulked into place and it is permanent. That makes this compartment airtight and watertight. Now, why do you want that? Well, a lot of recreational kayaks might not have an airtight or watertight compartment. And what that means is if you take water over the bow and into the inside of the boat, you know, a big wave comes. It doesn't happen that often, but from a safety standpoint, you want air flotation built into the boat. If I don't have air flotation built in the boat and I take water into the cockpit, the boat can sink. It will not when you have an airtight, watertight compartment with a bulkhead that basically this is just a big pillow of air that will hold that kayak up above water. So they positively lock shut, easy to open. They have a gasket around here that makes it airtight. And when I reach inside, there's enough to do and take just about anything that you would want to take out for the day. Even if you wanted to go out for a camp out and you had one night out on an island somewhere and you're going to camp, you could put enough here and you could slide enough up underneath here all the way up into the front of the boat to have what you need when you're going out on those more extended trips. Another thing I like about the Tupelo boat that's not built into all boats, typically built into your nicer models, is that you have a rear skid plate. This rear skid plate, the back or the stern of the boat, is something that just often gets dragged across sand, dragged across grass, hopefully not dragged across asphalt or concrete, but it can wear into the boat and it can wear a hole into the boat when you do that. With the skid plate, it's a black plastic skid plate with holes and screws so you can screw on an additional skid plate should this ever get worn down to where you need to replace it. I'm going to take you out in the water here in a minute and show you what I'm about to demonstrate. But this is the thing that really makes this kayak stick out because it has features that more expensive touring kayaks, people that are more serious about kayaking, it will do things that more serious kayakers want to do in their kayaks. It'll do it with a smaller recreational kayak like the Tupelo. And not all recreational kayaks do this. What it is, now, there's something called edging. Now, if I want to paddle, if I want to turn left, you know, one way that you can do that is paddle more on the right side, and that'll make me go left. What I mean by edging is that these kayaks, the hull has been designed to where if you lean in the boat, and I'm going to show you this out in the water, if you lean in the boat is going to go the opposite direction of the lean. So like paddling on the left makes it go right, leaning on the left makes it go right. And hey, it's a nice day here in Texas, a nice October day. Why not get in the water and actually show you what I mean by edging? So here, I'm going to paddle. I'm going straight. I got a little speed. And with the stability of this boat, because of the ridges and the tunnel, all I need to do is lean right and look at everything behind me. Hopefully you can see that I'm turning. I'm leaning right and I'm turning the opposite direction just by leaning. So what's nice about that is I don't have to use my paddle to turn if I don't want to. Now I'm going the opposite direction and I want to turn right. So I'm going to lean left. And look at that. Now as you edge, it's important to keep your head above the center of the boat while you lean your hips to the outside. But this boat, all it takes is a couple times of trying this and you know how far you can go and you can put trust into the hull that it's not going to tip on you. You're not going to tip over. It has very good secondary stability. Primary stability is just the initial, rocking back and forth that all kayaks have. Secondary stability is when it actually hits and stops you from flipping over. And the Jackson Tupelo line has great secondary stability. Okay, well, I'm back home. Thanks for watching this video. Got to get the kayaks put away, but thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to hit subscribe on this channel and like my videos, and I'll keep making more. But for the meantime, paddle for fun, paddle for fitness, paddle for camping, paddle with family, but most importantly, paddle for life.